Good morning, folks. Welcome back to some Path of Exile content. It's been a small break in between Betrayal League and Synthesis League, and, well, truth be told, I wasn't sure I was going to play this league. Up until 3 minutes and 50 before the league began, I really was just not playing it. I was actually sat playing Super Mario Odyssey on my Nintendo Switch, which I just got. I wasn't looking forward to it. I was heavily burnt out from the league, and I figured I wasn't going to play it. However, here I am making a video because I felt like I shouldn't just abandon you guys that have supported me for the past couple of months making content. And, well, it's a 3-month long league. Maybe there are some days where I actually fancy playing Path of Exile and I'll be a little bit irked, I guess, if I don't have a character ready to play. So I figured I'd put in the groundwork and I'd create a character, I'd play on the launch night, and we'll see how far it gets me. So the clips you're seeing are just random clips selected, because we've all seen the campaign leveling process by now. I will say the build I'm playing is a melee, yes, melee in 3.6. It is Molten Strike Juggernaut, or maybe it will be Blade Flurry Juggernaut, I'm not too sure right now. But the clips are of random, I guess, memory. Are they called memory fragments? Memory stabilizers, synthesis, breach, reverse breach, incursion, upside down league, whatever you want to call this league. All I know is, my god, is it quite bad for melee. Clear speed seems to be key. One-shotting everything off screen seems to be key, and right now my Marauder naked with a small dagger in his hand seems to be quite ill-equipped for the job. So I've got a slightly different approach for this league. I'm playing at my own pace, and I'm more focused, I think, on the content than I am playing, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I know it's difficult to make content if you're not playing, but what I mean is I'm not doing that whole thing again for 3 months where I stay up till 3 in the morning and completely ruin myself and make myself unbelievably tired. I'm going to play at my own pace, I'm going to create content for you guys, and we're going to just see what happens. If I enjoy the league, I'll carry on playing it. If I don't enjoy the league, we'll find something else. Here's the memory map. Everything was confusing to me. I have no idea what's going on. I was putting in these memory fragments, I was creating a map. Then I wasn't creating a map, then I was going on some bridge, then there was 3 bridges, then I was opening another bridge, then I was inside a memory void that I couldn't get out of, and I don't know about you that are playing the league, maybe you are not even watching this video because you're all sat grinding the new league, but I had absolutely no idea what was going on, and I still do have absolutely no idea what is going on. All I know is I need to get some damage and life on this build, because this little stick in his hand, it's not quite cutting it at the moment. The DPS, the clear speed, the survivability isn't quite there for whatever type of content this is. So the plan for the build, if you're interested in the build, is I'm probably just going to do the lab farmer. The reason for that is if I get bored and I do want to play Path of Exile, I can do some lab runs, I can make some currency, and whilst everybody figures out how the league works, because they'll be playing it a lot more than me, I'll hopefully be able to make a little bit of currency and then pick a build that I like the look of, because right now every build that I'm seeing is a starter build, such as Essence Drain, such as Ancestral Warchief Totems, and they're not bad builds. They're just not for me. And I'm not too sure, what exactly I want to crack all the content with. Is it going to be a fast Ice Nova build? Is it going to be EK Magic Find? I'm not too sure. Currently, my gear is I'm dual wielding some swords and axes. I'm using Molten Strike. I've found 4-link pair of gloves, which I'm using Onslaught in, because it's the only green gem that I could find, and I've only got like 2 chromes. So I figured I'd keep up the sort of daily videos, and maybe you enjoy it. If you do, there are ways to support me down below. I'm trying to make the video's a little bit higher quality with the shadow play, which means maybe I won't be streaming this league. I'm not too sure. So there are ways to support me down below that help if I'm not streaming. But for the most part, I'm doing this again for my own personal enjoyment. If people want to tune in and join me along the way, the more the merrier. So we're currently doing the Ascendancy trials, and once we've got all the Ascendancy trials, we're able to ascend. And I'll be choosing Juggernaut for this class. We won't be playing a spell-based build until later in the league, and I wanted to get something that's cheap to go and will work in the lab. And with Slayer been nerfed, which I played last league, I didn't fancy playing a Slayer again in the lab, although the 20% cull is unbelievably nice for the last phase. The traps are all almost kind of dodgy already, now that the leech has been nerfed. Now maybe it's still fine for the lab, but I just didn't want to take that risk, and I'm pretty sure it'll still be fine. If you pop the worm flask, you kill something, you leap, you worm flask, you kill something, you leap. I'm sure it will be absolutely fine. However, I just didn't want to start a character, get it to like levels 60, 70, and then find out that it's actually awful. So I've gone for the safer route of the Juggernaut. I was trying to include some clips of things I've found, but I've actually found nothing so far. That was my first unique of the league, and the decorative axe. I haven't had a Chaos Orb drop. I haven't had nothing so far. You can see that at my local time of playing, it was 10 to 1 in the morning. So it was actually a long session for me. And not a fast session, but quite a long one. I played since like 9 o'clock till 1. And yeah, we were just checking, you know, what does this new axe do? Does it give me anything? My DPS is okay at the moment. Tankiness isn't there yet, but once I've ascended, I will be getting the endurance charges on. I think it's when I'm hit, when I turn into a Juggernaut. So pretty much, yeah, we're just faffing around with gear, trying to figure out, does this offhand work or whatever. We end up sticking it in our offhand and just leveling some gems that we may or not use. So when I sign in after I've made this video, I will be heading on to Act 5 and further on. I guess the goal today is to maybe make it to the end of the campaign if we can push on. We'll see how long that takes, if I get bored or not. I don't want to push myself to the point of boredom with the league. So what I'm doing is, if I have a period where I'm not enjoying it, I'll just take a break, you know, be sensible, because there are people out there that absolutely grind to hell, and I'm sure that's good fun for them. On a side note, speaking of grinding, I don't know if anyone has heard the news of Method entering the Path of Exile scene. Method are a World of Warcraft organisation known for their grinding and Worlds First, and a few known people from the community have joined it, and I just find it unbelievably strange that there is an esports team in Path of Exile when the game to me has absolutely no ability to become an esports game. Personally, I'm of a different opinion to most that seem to be cheering the idea. I think it's unbelievably cringy, unbelievably pointless, and just moronic to try and turn Path of Exile into an esports game. Yes, you can enjoy racing, you can enjoy these things, but it is an RNG based game. It's not a game about competing, and I don't know about you, but I am actually a little bit sick and tired of every single title that comes out being turned into an esports. Let's have Apex Legends esports after one day of launch. We've got Battalion 1944 was in esports for a small period of time. And it's like, what's happening to this? Does everything need to be in esports? Does everything need to be competitive? I'm not sure. It just seems quite bewildering to me that maybe I'm just slightly older now, but the idea of turning every single game into a competition, just it doesn't tick any boxes for me anymore. I really don't see the whole hype. For example, I do believe Ziz has somebody from America that has flown over from America and he's now living in his bedroom in a second room on Discord, and they are shot calling and calling out Path of Exile in a 4-man team to level up as fast as they can. Now that is very good. I'm sure you'll be very fast whilst leveling, but I just look at it and think, what is the point? I can understand a world first in World of Warcraft because all of the guilds go for it. It's effectively the game. The game is to kill the raid, so getting worlds first is an achievement. But the game for Path of Exile isn't about killing the campaign as fast as you can. It's not about killing Shaper first. So the idea of going for world first, X boss kill seems a bit strange to me. And the whole world first 100, I feel like the world's first 100 isn't so much who can get the 100, it's more about who can actually be bothered to race for it. It seems more like people enjoy racing because it's their favourite streamers all communicating and playing with each other, rather than the actual race itself and the actual competition. So I think people are getting a little bit mixed up between esports and enjoying watching personalities play their favourite game. And I think I'm in the minority, strangely enough, when it comes to that. But I just don't see Path of Exile as an esport. So, slightly gone off on a tangent there. But as you can see, we've just been making it to Act 5. I thought I'd show just some gameplay offers, how the build has been going. How's Synthesis League treating you? I'll be taking this one slow. I'll be making some videos for you folks. And we'll see where it leads me. It might get boring after a week. It might be the best league ever. We'll have to let time decide, really, what the outcome is going to be. I guess we'll leave it here for now. We'll open up this Arcanist box and see if we get a mirror. And then we'll close the video out. We'll say thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be playing from Act 5 onwards. Hopefully I'll be completing the campaign this evening. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. If you are, thumbs up the video, comment, and may RNG be on your side. Hashtag PoE Esports. Hashtag It's a Myth. Hashtag What's the fucking point?